On the Mayfly bench, whatever's in this really big guitar case. So inside this thing is something special. This is a friend of mine's guitar, and he won it in a contest. Unfortunately, it's broken. So this is it. Made out of padauk with bogwood binding on the neck, but it's very interesting for a bunch of reasons. First, the fretboard is a fan fretboard, which means that the scale length in the bass is longer than the scale length in the treble. That's cool. The second, padauk's a very interesting wood. I kind of like it. And it's got these different levels from where the body is and where the wings are. That's cool. Third, it's a through neck design, which means that the piece of wood for the neck goes all the way through from stem to stern. But most interesting is, it's a hollow body. You can actually see through the guitar. Now the problem arose with the guitar in that it is cracked all the way up this seam from when this wing joins the main part of the body. Now the wing is only glued on there with a butt joint. And it's a very small surface area. Not only that, when you play an Explorer like this, you often are doing this with your elbow to hit those notes. It's an aggressive guitar, and you tend to do that aggressively when you're playing it. And because of that, that glue joint has let go. So, let's put it on the bench and see what we can do. With the guitar here on the bench, the crack becomes really apparent. It's right here, along this wing. Like I said before, there's a butt glue joint, and that's the only thing that's holding that wing on. And when you play it aggressively and you move your right hand down like that, it'll put too much stress on that joint. So the question is, how am I going to attempt to fix that? And here's my plan. It's a pretty tight joint right now, but it moves just a little bit when you put a tiny amount of pressure on it. My plan is to put a dowel underneath this pad, then put a little bit of pressure on either end of it like this, open up that joint just a bit, then use some CA glue in there, wick it into that joint, and let it snap back in place. Now I don't want to take the thing apart, I don't want to refinish it, so I think gluing it in place is the way to go. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Too bad it's broken. It does not take much to open up this crack. Just a little bit of force and you can see it breathing there. I'm going to use these little guys on top of the CA glue just to put just a little dab of glue all the way across there. Yeah, you can make it breathe just by going back and forth like that. Alright, here's my setup. What I found is just the weight of this small coil of hookup wire. It's just enough to open up that crack, enough to me to get in there. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous about this. Well, it's done. And I don't know about you, but I'm having a hard time seeing where it was repaired. I did have to spend some quality time with a very sharp chisel to get any over glue off of the joint there. I'm very pleased with the result. Now if you want to take this to the next step, I would suggest getting another piece of padauk inside there to increase the glue bond. But the way it is, I don't think I can see any better way of accomplishing it. I'm very happy. Let's see what it sounds like.